Welcome back to the channel. RacerX here, and today is a really big day. Ever since I heard Dodge announce the Demon 170, one of my goals was not only to obviously get the car, but to see how it stacked up against the Model S Plaid. As we know, that is one of the very fastest cars on the road. Yes, I realize it doesn't necessarily look like one of the fastest cars on the road, but we're talking about a car that will consistently and very consistently go out and run like 9.2, 9.3 in the quarter mile. And when Dodge benchmark a car, that was the car they benchmarked, was the Model S Plaid. And that's why they built the Demon 170. However, we're looking at a all-electric, all-wheel drive, something that doesn't care about DA, never misses a shift. I mean, it is really, really a tall order to go race a Model S Plaid. And we're going to go race Dragtimes today down at Bradenton Motorsports Park at a private event. So today it is all about the Demon 170 versus the Tesla Model S Plaid at the drag strip. And myself versus Dragtimes. It doesn't get any better than this. What a huge video. So excited to bring this to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead, head down the road. We're going to stop in Ruskin, Florida, and we're going to put some boost-stain in this thing to make sure it's running on all cylinders. Yes, guys, the car is broken in. I've seen a lot of comments. Why would you do that on a car? Guys, come on. Car's broken in. We're ready to go. Seats are out of the car. I haven't done anything else. I took the passenger seat out and the rear seat out. Everything else is bone stock on this car. This is exactly the way Dodge ran it when they ran an 891. DA looks good. With that said, let's go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Check it out, guys. I have a brand new partnership with Dream Giveaway, and I've been paying very close attention to their website, known about these guys for a while. I love the fact that a lot of the money that's generated on their car giveaways actually goes to charity. They have multiple organizations that they work with, and one of their cars, one of their many cars that they have out there right now is a 2018 SRT Demon that is absolutely gorgeous. Black and red color scheme. I love everything about this car. It comes complete with the crate and everything you need to go fast. I would absolutely love this car. Matter of fact, I have already entered to win, and because I partnered with them, now you can actually get double the points if you use my code RacerX, which I will actually put in the description of this video, and I will pin a comment to make it easy for you guys. But yeah, if you go enter right now, you get double the points just by using my code. And I will actually go so far as to say, if one of my subscribers wins this, if I don't win it, I would absolutely love to do a dedicated video on you and your new car. I think this is such a cool giveaway. Like, tickets won't last forever, guys, so make sure you go get your tickets now. Use my link RacerX and go win that Demon. I have now reached Jordan Performance in Ruskin, Florida. They are actually holding my fuel for me. I'm going to run inside, fill my fuel jugs, put a little extra boost-stain in the tank, and then off to the racetrack. Our man Josh is opening the race drums full of boost-stain, as you can see. So we are running boost-stain E85 at the track today. Obviously, we want to make sure the car is on full power. So shout out to my buddies over at boost-stain for sending in some really good fuel for this Demon to be running on today. So a few little goodies here. We'll get the fuel pumped into the jugs, which are right over here, and we will be on our way. And through the magic of editing, I have reached the track. We've actually got the track going hot right now. Guys are making test passes as we speak. The Demon is actually ready to go. I just spent a few minutes kind of doing a few things to it, but not a lot. I went ahead and aired the front tires up to right about 50 pounds, guys, just past kind of where they want me to, but you want as little rolling resistance as you can get. And then, of course, in the back, we're going to start at 20 PSI. The prep on this track should be really good. This is a private rental. The only other thing that I've done to this car is I went ahead and took the passenger seat out, as you can see, and of course the back seat is out. The back seat weighs next to nothing, but the car does not have seats in it. Got the helmet ready. Let's go see if we can find Brooks and some of the other cars here. We'll take a look. And there's our man Dragtimes. How you doing today, my friend?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad we finally get a chance to kind of lock horns again. I can see you've got the monster behind you right here, the Tesla Plaid. It's charging, right?
I charged on the way up. I'm trickle charging it up just because I know what I'm up against.
Well,
you know what I mean? This is going to be an epic day, my friend.
It's going to be really good. I mean, everybody has been waiting on this race, right? So, I mean, you've had a lot of passes in this car. You know exactly pretty much what it's going to do. We have good DA today.
Yes.
So that should help maybe my car if it hooks.
Yes.
What's your prediction? I would love to hear. So you got your Plaid, full charge. What do you think?
Honestly, the car's got 30,000 miles on it, right? They tend to slow down a little bit. So it's not gonna go my 9.2 at 150. This car will probably go 9.3, 9.4 at about 147. So I know this is almost like dead even. I know you're gonna be popping wheelies and shit, trying and I'm gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be about reaction on the tree. I'm not used to pro tree. You are. Advantage for you there. You got like a million things to do with your line lock and the burnout.
All sorts of stuff.
Power brake in it. The all that kind of stuff you got. You got a lot more to worry about than I do. All I have to do is go up there and step on it.
Just nail it. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna do. But no matter what, this is going to be an epic race.
It's going to be fun, man.
I mean, I tried to get one of those, couldn't get one. You're lucky enough to have one.
For sure.
And we met out in Texas and raced. And let's go.
Yeah, let's go, buddy. Are you ready to get it?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Guys, check it out. He's got his Huracan right here. What a beautiful car. Man, you don't see these every day. It's the Technica. And man, I know how much he loves this car. And believe it or not, he just ran this car and broke the record for this car. And I am super impressed with watching this thing go down the track. What a beautiful specimen of a car. Just take a look at some of the other beautiful cars that we have here. Of course, Tesla, heavily represented here. You've got a GTR, beautiful McLaren. Check out this 765 LT. What a gorgeous car this is. GT3, you've got another Huracan. I mean, all the big boys came out to play today. Should be a fun day. All right, guys, it's time to go make our very first test hit ever in the Dodge Demon 170. Big shout out to Ron Silva. We had a long conversation the other day, gave me a few pointers on the car. He's actually been already in the 8s with his Demon 170. And I want to go ahead and just see what the car will do. I'll use some of his kind of wisdom on this first pass. The burnout is a little tricky in the Demon 170. I can't just throw it over in the second and do a burnout. I've actually got to shift it. It's just one of the quirky little things about the Demon. I'll have to shift it twice during the burnout. So it's going to take me just a little bit of adjustment. But let's just go up there. We're going to do on the foot brake and hit drag mode, and we'll see. All right, here we go. Car jumped a little bit. So guys, I tried to leave on the foot brake that time and it wanted to push through the foot brake. It did it twice. So that's something I'm going to have to adjust to a little bit. It definitely tried to push through on the foot brake. So I may go ahead and I may have to get staged and then bring the RPM up a little bit. Just a quirky little thing that just happened. I'm gonna have to adjust to that. Don't think I ran a very good time, but we'll see. Guys, that first pass, it was not good as to be expected. My first pass ever in the car. It actually rolled through the foot brake, which is not ideal. I'm gonna have to change up something just a little bit. It was like a 9.7. Car did a wheelie in both first and second gear, but because I rolled through the beams, it really hurt my time and my mile an hour. So I just need to go get a clean launch. So hopefully we can get it going here in just a second. I'm gonna go try it again. I need a couple of good passes before we feel comfortable racing Brooks. So we need to go do some work. This thing really does a wheelie. Holy crap. All right, guys, so that one was a little better, much better 60 foot, a 135 on the 60 foot time. The mile an hour was really low on that, 142.87 miles an hour. Something's off with that read because that was a 939, so that's not exactly shabby, and the car was hot. So 135, 60 foot, nothing wrong with that. 603 in the 8th mile. That's hauling the mail pretty good, and the car's hooking. I'm gonna do one more test pass.
3 hours later.
All right, guys, unfortunately we had a little bit of an accident on the track. I didn't get another test pass in, so I'm going on 2 test passes. Like I said, the last run wasn't too bad, 939, 136, 60 foot. I would like to do a little better on that. We're gonna go ahead and line these two cars up and run them. We don't want any more accidents to happen. We want to get the race in, and hopefully, I think it's gonna be a really good race as long as we both come off the line at the same time. So we'll go get in the cars. They're finishing dragging the track now. We'll see what happens. Just in case you're curious about one of these races, look at all the extra drag I'm gonna have here from all these GoPros. He's got one over there on his car too, but I think I've got like 4. I've got both of mine on here, and he's got 2 on here. He's got his sound mic here too, so hopefully we'll at least get some good footage. All right, guys, here we go against the Plaid. I spun coming out of the hole, guys. Two practice runs. We're fine. That time I spun. All right, guys, here is the deal. I'm making some adjustments to the Demon. Obviously, whenever you're spinning like this, you have to make adjustments. I'm not real sure. The prep even sounded better earlier today. You could hear the glue on the tires when I was doing the practice runs. Unfortunately, right now, I'm not hearing the same thing coming off the track, and there are a lot of cars here running street tires. For whatever reason, the car at the pressures I had is not hooking anymore. I figured it would, but it's just not. So we're gonna take these down. We're gonna run them at like 19 cold, and hopefully that makes a difference. And this time I'm actually gonna roll past the box, and I think I'm gonna roll back in my own tracks to make sure that I've got enough stickum on this car, on these tires, because truth is, if the prep isn't absolutely perfect, it is almost futile trying to get something with this much power to launch. Obviously, we know the Plaid, it's gonna launch no matter what, all-wheel drive, it just does not care. He's running basically 940 consistently all day. And you know, this car right now, it just, I gotta have good prep, so we'll see. Hopefully this will do a little better. I spun on that first one. The car actually hopped off the ground. So we'll see what happens this time. Car spun both times. Thought we had him that time, but we spun again.
Wow, dude, we were neck and neck. Holy crap.
It's spinning.
Is it spinning off the line?
What?
It's spinning right off the shot? Damn.
Well, guys, I got him on the tree that time, but for some reason, the car is literally like hopping off the ground. It's insane to look at. I can feel the car. It's coming off, and it's leaving so hard it actually feels like it's leaving the ground for whatever reason. And that allowed him to kind of pass me, and it looks like he's got a little more mile an hour on me on the top end. Car's just not really mile an hour that much today. So I don't know, we're gonna try it one more time on the foot brake. Hopefully we get a good burnout. Come on, Demon. Car keeps spinning, guys. I think this is a big part of the issue, guys. A lot of the street cars are coming through with street tires. All the prep is getting pulled up. There's no way I can launch the Demon. I'm gonna have to get some really fresh prep, and I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna go ahead and make another hit with the tire pressure lowered a little bit. Try something a little different. This is not versus the Plaid. Pretty frustrated with that whole thing. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, I think the prep just kind of went away from when I made those 2 practice runs. A lot of guys went, and it's just not holding the power. And against the Plaid, you can't lay off. You have to go like you have to go. And yeah, I'm frustrated. If I can get the car to hook, we're gonna race again. Guys, it will not hold. So I realize this is part of racing. This is just part of it. I've had several nights at the track just like this where the car wouldn't hook up. The truth is, unless this car is running like in the high 1.2s or low 1.3s in the 60 foot, it will not beat the Plaid. And the car is capable. I know it is. That one clean run that I did, just barely in the torque reserve, felt really good, really clean. I mean, just really solid on that pass, and that would have been very competitive with the Plaid. But every other run, this car has just not hooked up, and that time just chatter, same kind of thing. So if they prep it again, I'll take another practice run at it, but there's no sense in running the Plaid if all the car is going to do is spin. All right, buddy, it is in the books, and I got to hand at least this first round to you. Obviously, we knew the Plaid, we knew what it was going to do. And it went out and did it. Imagine that, right? So you ran 9, what was your best time?
9:39.
Which just so happens to be the exact time that I ran, a 9:39. My 60 foot, a little bit better, like a 1.36, somewhere in that range.
No, way better.
Way better.
Way better.
But,
not even close.
But you had a little more mile an hour. So
Yeah.
I think if we just could have come off and I hadn't, I spin, right? If I had not spin, we would have been right there.
Yeah.
It would have been an amazing race, man. I'm so bummed that I did not get this car to hook today. I played with everything I knew to do, and it wasn't in the cards today.
Yeah.
So what that means is we got to get together and do it again.
100%.
What do you think? I mean, we don't live that far apart.
No, and we've been planning this for weeks.
We've
No,
been
more
months.
Because you buzzed me and like I got the car coming. I'm like, let's go. Whenever, name the date and time. We rented the track just for us. A couple more people here, but you know that's the way you have to do it. Get your times in. Make a couple passes.
Make it work, you know? Yeah. I think if we just get out, we got to have the good prep, and if we get the good prep and the car's really sticking,
you're winning, 100%.
I don't know about winning, but at least it shows that the car is right there with the Plaid. Yeah. But it's just, you know, as we know, in racing, the Plaid it doesn't miss. Yeah. And
I mean, on a single run in the Demon, it might be a lot easier to run 9.1 or 8.9. Heads up racing, people might not think it's a big deal. A lot goes through your mind. There's a lot of stuff to do. You got the burnout and the modes and that, and the staging.
It is.
There's a lot of antics involved. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's just a little easier in the Tesla. Not gonna lie.
The Tesla just does its thing, man. Yeah. And we knew that going in, but it was still fun to come try it. And because we're not that far apart, we will definitely set up a second round of this. Done. And we'll make it go. So anybody, thank you very much for kind of hosting this event, getting it all planned out, and we will get it. We'll get it going again.
Sounds good.
All right,
See
buddy.
you next time.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Felt better. Well, that pass was definitely a little better. Of course, I have to wait for him to leave before the car actually wants to hook up. 133 60 foot, a 938, so right on par with the 939. And had he been here to run against me, it literally would have been a driver's race on the tree. But like I said, I've just had trouble hooking all day, but I may actually turn this up ever so slightly and run maybe one more time to see if this trans brake will work once again. Now keep in mind, when you're using a trans brake, it's always hard when you're actually racing. It's something you just kind of have to get used to. Sometimes the trans brake wants to just kind of fall out, and I mean, it just is a learning curve to it. I mean, there's nothing else you can say about it, but I just want to run it maybe one more time on the trans brake with it turned pretty far down, because that is simply what the prep will allow. Good. Well, not too bad out of the car. That was a 941, but the key thing is it hooked. Even on that really soft trans brake, it ran a 1.3460 foot, which tells me that this car with a more aggressive trans brake setup, or if it will actually hold the foot brake, will most likely run in the high like 1.2s on the 60 foot. And I really do feel like that is the key. So back-to-back passes where it hooked 1.33, 1.34 on the 60 foot. And that's really where the Demon wins and loses its races. It is not miling an hour like I thought. 143 on the mile an hour there. That is really slow compared to what I thought it was going to be. But I think maybe this track, the boards are reading really low, because this track, this thing should be like 5 mile an hour faster than that. So that is a little bit of a weird thing. I'm going to have to check with them on that. But 941, we're running the exact same time as the Plaid. And that was really my whole thing when I came out here. Yes, I spun when I raced him, but we're running the exact same time. So that really kind of does prove that the car can do it, right? It's basically a driver's race at this juncture. He's running basically 940s. This car's running 940s when it hooks. I feel like it would be faster if I could just put down a little more power from the get-go. And, I feel like if you're a Plaid owner, maybe you should be a little scared of a Demon 170, although we know the Plaid goes out, as we already mentioned. It does it every single time and time again, and it just does not miss. That's the thing with the electric cars is, you're not going to be having issues with fuel. You're not going to be having issues with spinning. You're not going to be having issues with DA. I mean, it's just impervious to all of that. And that makes it a pretty tough sled for something like this. So what do you do? Well, I've completely lost my light, but I wanted to give you my final thoughts on today. Obviously, very disappointed that the car spun versus the Plaid. That is not what I wanted to happen, and especially after a couple of pretty good test hits where the car did not spin. A little bit weird, but I can't say as I'm super surprised, because there were a lot of cars here, a lot of exotic cars, and to be honest, I feel like they were probably pulling up the prep to a degree, and this car has to have absolutely perfect prep to achieve the incredible 60 foots that it needs to be able to beat the Plaid. And we already saw, I mean, if I was able to get the low 1.3s that I was just running on the last couple of passes, it would have been basically dead nuts, a dead heat. And I would have loved to have been able to show that to you guys. It's just a bummer how it worked out. That's racing though. I mean, it is what it is, and that's what makes the Plaid so formidable, like we talked about. But I'm very, very proud of the car. I mean, what an amazing machine Dodge built here. I've never raced a car that wheelied like this thing. It wheelied in first gear, and then it wheelied again in second gear, and it looks insane on camera, and it feels even more insane to sit in the driver's seat of this on launch. It feels legitimately violent to launch this car. And I will definitely give it to the Dodge guys, because it's just a lot of fun to drive. So hopefully I can get back out here on a day where the prep is super legit, actually with Brooks, and we can get a couple of super clean runs in both cars, and I think that will make for absolutely fantastic content. So we'll just have to postpone it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will catch you on the next one. So until then, RacerX.